Check, 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 check. Microphone. Professor Melly Mill, the Hood Postman. Be sure to drop by the mail room. Subscribe. Click the notification bell so when that bomb content drop, it'll hit like the first and the 15th, man. How y'all doing out there? Let's see. Check, check, check. We waiting for Miss Cynthia Nunn, the Queen of Compton. Matter of fact, I think she should run for mayor. How's the mic sound on there, you guys? I had to already kick somebody out the chat because they were saying some crazy stuff. You know, a lot of people just don't understand our ways and our culture here on the West Coast, and they want to try to demonize it and make it a great deal worse than what it is. You know, based on their outside sidewalk critic self. You know, most of these people be sidewalk critics, and they have no idea about. So I burned to that anti-simp. I banned his ass. What's going on, Marlena Williams? How are you? Crystal, what's good? It sounds good? Great, great, great. Oh, we're sitting here, you know, building the airplane while we fly. We're waiting on the queen herself, Miss Cynthia Nunn. Yes, we got Cynthia Nunn in the house with us today, you know. Professor Melly Mill, the Hood Postman. Be sure to drop by the mail room. Subscribe. Click the notification bell so when the bond content drop, it'll feel like the first and the 15th. Y'all know the vibe. Come on, man. Been waiting on this interview. For real? Right on, man. Let's get it. When she get in, man, I'm gonna talk to her for a while, and then you guys will be able to hit her with some questions, man. What's going on, Troy? How you doing? Ball game. Flint in the house. Uh, okay, I'm back, y'all. Sorry about that. Miss Cynthia Nunn was having a little difficulty. Hopefully, she can find the link now. What's going on, Hooper? I see you, Flint, Michigan. Yusuf, what's going on? Peace and blessings, my brother. Keep pushing for the greatness, and thank you for making the videos to help us, our people. Absolutely, man. It's what I do, man. Let's see. Hopefully, she can figure out the link. Uh, so we're waiting on Cynthia. So how are you guys' day going for the by the way? Hopefully everybody's having a fantastic day, like myself. I'm always having it, even though I'm in this truck, you know, right there. I'm back there, be back there chilling and stuff, you know. So what do you guys think about this? The things with the crates, man. This crate challenge stuff, man. You know, the crazy thing about the crates, right? We see black people building crates together, but they won't stack money together. And then when they kick them down, they love, and the other black people, they love to see black people fall down. You know what I mean? How's that entertaining? You know, I don't get it, man. I really don't get it. If anybody can elaborate on that, let's elaborate it while we wait on Cynthia. Much love, G. Lou. Much love, G. Lou. Let me see. I don't see Cynthia yet. Okay, we're back. Let's see. Still don't see it. Can you guys hear me okay? I think Cynthia's having a little difficulty with getting on. Let me see. Did I put that link in the chat? I don't know. We may have to. Let's see. I don't know why she's having difficulty. I have no idea. No comment. What up, Big Deb? Yep. Attention to the new currency. Chuck D. Right on. I don't know what's going on with Cynthia. Let me check one more time, y'all. Be right back. Let's see. Okay, I'm back. Still think Cynthia is having problems. What up, Big Dale? Los Angeles Belly Mill. This is OG Big O'Neal Brown. What's up, O'Neal? How you doing, man? How you feel out there, man? Man, until she get in the chat, anybody got any questions for me or any type of you know, about the history or any? Oh, there she go. Wait a minute. There she go. There she go. Cynthia,
What's up, Melly Mel?
you figured it out. Great.
I'm figuring it out. I'm trying to anyway. I can't
We're
see
building
nothing,
the
but I'm
airplane.
trying.
We're building the airplane while we fly it, Cynthia. We do our best, you know, to be the best versions of ourselves, and also we got to be patient with our brothers and sisters. You know,
Right.
I see you got your hair done.
Oh yeah, Melly Mel. You know I'm about to hit Vegas in a minute.
So what you got going in Vegas? Can you share?
We just going out there for my brother. You know, been locked down 31 years. We
Oh,
going out there and celebrate.
awesome. Well, say hello to the chat room. I don't even know what to
Hello,
call my chat
everyone.
followers. But without no further ado, we got Miss Cynthia Nunn, the Queen of Compton. AK, I tried to actually get her to run for mayor, but she turned me down on that one.
I'm on. I'm on another journey for God, Melly. If He say run, I'm running.
There you go. That's what I'm saying. So, Cynthia, I want to get into a few questions, and then once we get into a few questions, right on. I see you out there, Trap Star Jones. What's good? Um, we get into a few questions, and then I'll let some of the people in the chat room answer some questions as well. You know what I mean? Because I know a lot of people, they they want to speak to you, and then they don't really get the chance often to have you one on one. So I'm gonna give them the opportunity to do that. But when I want to get into, and I know a lot of questions, you have been asked a lot of questions, but we're gonna do something a little different. We're gonna get away from the same old questions. We're gonna get into some new stuff because I think that to me you're an encyclopedia because you have such a memorabilia when I'm talking about because I've been there and you showed me all those photos. I don't know, it seems like over 1,000 photos.
Oh
You think
yeah.
what is your estimate to that count of photos you have?
It's probably a little more than that. I've been collecting
Yeah, yeah.
photos from way back till now. In the beginning of this stuff, I had been taking photos. I just didn't know that they would be worth something now, but I've been taking pictures. That's all I do anyway, is take pictures.
Right. She's taking pictures, you guys, since the early 70s. I'm talking about she got pictures of people that even the people she got pictures of don't even have pictures of. That's just how dedicated this lady had been to her picture and building her photo album. So let's get right into it. Cynthia, what
Yeah.
was the best phase in your life growing up? This I mean, to you, from your opinion, your perspective.
Um, Playing in the park, being able to play, have fun, picnics, and you know, just
What
being able
age were
to
you at that time?
in the park.
Uh-huh.
Um, probably like from the fifth grade up until uh, I mean, I've always been able to be in the park. So, but I mean, during the earlier part of my school years, elementary, some part of junior high, just being able to play. I was just telling the kids today we had carnivals and everything. We had everything.
Remember, Cynthia, remember the old shuffleboard thing they had right
Yeah,
there? And
yeah.
the park was really fun back then
Cracking
and the
Park was
sock
jumping.
hops, the
Yes.
sock hops they used to have, and
Yeah.
these kids these days they just don't have that, you know what I mean?
They don't.
And they just don't know what fun is. I really don't think because they so interested in the games and the gimmicks that they have to, you know what I mean, to kind of keep themselves preoccupied. They spend 4 or 5 hours on a game. How you do that is beyond me, but I
Right.
guess we live in a different time, different era. So at this time, what makes you feel so accomplished? The things that because you had to endure a lot to get to where you are. So what best describe your accomplishments?
Being here, being able to give back, being able to come back and being able to make it this far. That's the first thing, from playing Russian roulette with my life
Uh
to
huh. Uh
being
huh.
able to come back and right most of my wrongs. I'm still working on that. Being able to
Uh
come
huh.
back, give back, and try to help my community.
Uh huh. Uh huh.
That's my biggest goal. Some of my greatest accomplishments because I know how it was when we were growing up. We had fun. Even though the gang banging came in and played a part of it, but we still had fun. There was more unity. Um, we were just able to be kids.
Uh
Something
huh.
that these kids are not able to do today. We were able to play in the park without at a certain point in time. We was able to play in the park without having to worry about anything. Uh,
Absolutely.
you know, we seen carnivals. We seen some of the things these kids would never ever be able to see or you know won't even know nothing about unless somebody teach it to them or help them.
Right. And also you lived I mean you live right adjacent to the park, right?
Yeah, not in the
And
park, but yeah, down the
yeah,
street
yeah,
from
yeah,
the
not
park.
in the park, but you was also living there when the helicopter that was traveling from LAX to Disneyland fell in the park.
Yes, I ran
I
up
think it was
there.
like August. I think it was like August 11th, August 14th,
Yeah,
1968, I believe, if I'm not
I,
mistaken.
I know it was in August. I don't know what year, but yeah, I was there. I was able to go out, go to the park, even though they had it roped off, But I
Uh
did
huh.
go up there. Yeah, when we moved to
Uh huh.
Compton, it was nothing but white people. My best friend was white girl.
Wow. Wow, amazing. So, okay, let's get into a little bit of school. So, what was the middle school that you attended, or we referred to as junior high back then?
Whaley Junior High, the best.
Whaley Junior High. So,
Yeah.
what was your first year there?
when was I awake? The seventh grade.
I know it was the seventh grade, but it was
Yeah, but
what, 70, 71?
uh, it might have been 70. I'm not sure, Melly. Why you trying to
Yeah,
get me to
because it
tell
was
my age or whatever? But I'm not
no,
sure.
no,
But I was
no,
there.
no, no, no,
I
no,
was
no.
there from the seventh, eighth,
Okay.
and ninth.
No, but my point was, I think me and you had a class together. It was Mr. Hollins, drama.
Oh, you was there?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
We had a class together. You remember
okay.
Mr. Hollins?
Yeah, yes, I do.
I think Mr. Hollins, Miss Holcomb, and Miss Skinner, they had a real big impact on the black children that was there, the kids
They
at the
did.
school at the time. And I just want you to speak a couple of words to that, to Miss Holcomb and Miss
Miss Skinner.
Skinner, because Miss Skinner
Yes.
had the Sounders. All you guys are in the Sounders drill team, right?
Yeah, well, we were the first generation of her drill team. We were the Whaley Warriors. Eventually, they
Okay.
became the Compton Sounders, but we were the Whaley Warriors because that's when she
Uh
first
huh.
started. Myself, Cynthia Gibson, we were the captains, when she first
Right.
started. Miss Skinner was a big, big impact on a lot of kids because she was like that mother away from mother. When you wasn't at home, she was like that mother at school. If you got in trouble, or she tried to keep us out of trouble or whatever. So, and Miss Holcomb, they were
Man,
they
I
were
love Miss
excellent.
Skinner and Miss Holcomb
Yes.
because Miss Holcomb say, "Honey, child, you
Yeah.
better get yourself together."
Yeah.
She was always honey child because she was a southern lady, you know what I mean?
Right.
Everything came out as honey child, and right today I think back some of the things and I appreciate her a lot. I really lot.
Right. Right. I love them. I love both of them.
Yeah, they was really man, inspirational, man. Just they
Very.
had it all. They was the visual and the inspirational and the one that made us move. you
Right.
know, they
Right.
had all three
Right.
all three factors.
Right.
Okay, so
Right.
you're now you're at Whaley, right?
Right.
At some point that things begin to turn because the first year of Whaley there was no games.
Right.
There was no games.
No, it
But
wasn't.
on return, now I see you. Let's see. I'm gonna go through it. You, Cynthia Gibson, the one you just mentioned, Cynthia Gibson, Sandra Martin. Let's see, Brenda Hayes, Helen Hayes, Sherry, Lynn Keel, Gloria Keel, and I'm just to name a few. Wanda Bolden, of course. All you guys now, and all you guys got the Levi's on, the moccasins and the bomber jackets. You got them auburn patches and you got the big hoop earrings on. I'm talking about you walking around the school like you own it. What was you thinking at that point?
That I own the
'Cause-
schools.
yeah, because you had them tight Levi's on. I'm talking about check this lady out. Who she
Yeah.
thinks she is?
Right. Right.
Because all the
Right.
time I'm trying to figure out how to keep my ass out the frying pan. Because y'all got your eyes set on me. Not for say you, but because
Right.
it was like the first time that I realized that I was different. You guys made me feel different. You know what I mean? How do
We
you make me
did.
feel different? Yeah, and I'm explaining to you. You guys because I rode the bus. I rode the bus, so therefore, if I rode the bus, I live somewhere else. So therefore, you must be a Crip.
Right. Right.
That's how y'all. That's how you. That was the thinking. That was the plot. That was the plan, and that was like, okay, we gonna get him. Not saying you, but just
Right.
I'm just going back in time.
Right.
But I mean, still, the relationships that I built with some of those guys went beyond all that. Even though all that was in play, but still, they had to go back and think about the relationship that we had prior to that, and that was my what. That was my reasoning for mentioning that. Oh, Slick is in the chat talking crazy. He said
Forget
he
Slick.
started Pyru.
He must have started partying with them horses and them in his little barn or whatever.
Yeah,
Slick
yeah.
crazy.
But here's the $1,000,000 question that everybody wants to know. What was tell us something about putting that most people misconstrue. True. Something about it that people just get all the way wrong. But one of the things I know is the spelling of his name. Spell his name for us, please.
Capital Puttin.
Putin. Okay.
Put
People spell it in different ways. You know what I
right,
mean?
right,
And you be seeing like they be they be knowing what they're talking about, but they just put it in whatever they way of trying to come to an understanding of how it's supposed to be spelled. So
right.
tell us something about putting that people kind of misconstrue.
I mean, every time I see something, somebody would just say like, they heard he wasn't no joke, which he wasn't. I know sometimes you hear some people saying something about paperwork, which I've never heard of.
Uh huh. Uh huh.
I've never seen putting back down. I know there was a video of somebody saying that they said something to him. One thing about Puddin', he wasn't no joke. He wasn't to be played with, and
Uh huh.
that that's how he was. If it was anything different, then it must have been once he got shot and was in a wheelchair. But the Puddin' I know, the Puddin' I met. I mean, he wasn't no joke. The police will tell you that. Like, he wasn't no joke. He wasn't to
At
be.
what year? What year did you and him start dating officially?
I, uh, uh, I don't
That's
even.
funny.
No, it's funny because it wasn't really. I was really scared of him, so that's why I was talking to
But
him. But
why? Why was you scared? You was fascinated by him, plus
no,
scared of him at the same time.
I wasn't never fascinated by him. I actually, when Paru came around, actually, we didn't know what it was. Me and some of my friends, and hearing about this gang, and then hearing about these boys, where if you don't talk to them, dance with them, they'll do this and that. So it wasn't fascinated with him. It was really, really kind of like scared of him. What stopped me was my brother. I mean, I didn't. My brother had a heart that I didn't think he had. So I wasn't fascinated with him. I mean, I
So
don't
was
know.
your reason for being around was ultimately because of your brother? You want to make sure your brother was okay.
No,
So
I
you was
wasn't.
like,
You mean around put? No, I
no,
mean,
no, around the neighborhood. Period. Just being
no. My
around
brother can
every.
handle. No, my
Okay.
brother, we can handle. I mean, we came up. My stepdad was a fighter, and my dad was a fighter. So
Yeah, 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 yeah. Absolutely.
we wasn't I wasn't hanging around. I mean, we lived across the street from the park, and that's where everybody met. That's where everybody was at.
Well, we
Some of the
used to
time,
refer to that. We used to refer to it as
headquarters.
the headquarters,
Yeah, that's what
because
it
y'all
was. It was
painted. Well,
headquarters.
who idea was it to paint the house red?
Well, that's my favorite color. That was my mom's favorite color. So that was our favorite color. Even when my
Uh-huh,
mom,
uh-huh.
when we first, we
So it
came
wasn't
from.
no secret about who house that was. Period.
No, I mean, it's no secret about who nobody house was if you know who the
Yeah.
person was. But we
Right.
came
Right.
from the Jordan Downs to Compton when they started migrating to Compton. Again, we was one of the first black families. So when my mom first started looking for a house, we was over there in Southside, like I said, on Stone Acre, some street. That's the house we really wanted because it had a pool, you know. And our favorite color still was red. Had we been over there, that was my mom's favorite color, and then that
Okay.
happens to be my favorite color. So that's why it was red. The inside was red. People talk about it,
Hmm.
but the house was red because that was my mom's favorite color, not just because of us being a Paru at that time or whatever. It just so happened to fall in where it fit in at.
Okay. Was Puddin' a jealous guy?
Ooh, Puddin' came into my school and beat up anybody that talked to me or everything. I was hiding in the bathroom. He was beating up this boy that liked me or whatever. Yeah, he was putting us. Yes, very.
So
Every
how would
time
he find out about these people? Or somebody was watching you or something?
I come to find out, what I'm wondering, huh? I don't know. He just was. I don't know. He was real, real jealous. He was jealous.
Mm.
This guy one time was coming to my house to date me, and Puddin' apparently he must have was sitting outside of my house, but I have two older brothers as well, and
I
we hear some.
remember Bo Peep. I don't remember the other one.
No, yeah, not well, actually three, because my brother Bo P, rest in peace, but I have two older brothers, and
Okay.
we heard somebody on the porch hollering help, and Puddin' was outside choking the guy out. But my brothers went off on him, my older brothers. So, he was
So how
really.
much older were your brothers?
Oh, they were older. One of them now is, I think he's 70, and the other one just passed away. I think he might have been like almost 80. So they were older.
So what was like people like Puddin, Volcano, Savage, and Robert Lee? What was their relationship like, or did they have one?
What you mean, with each other or in a?
Yeah, with each other.
Oh, they was all homeboys. Savage was a beast. You know the name Savage, Volcano. You
Daryl
know,
Savage.
yeah,
Yeah,
them names, they
them
speak for
names speak for
themselves.
themselves.
Yes, yes. Savage was no joke. Nor was Volcano. Nor was Robert Lee. Nor was
Uh-huh.
Cash, who was Jimmy Butler. Nor was Big Jeffrey. I
Oh
mean, we
man,
had some.
I love me some Jimmy Butler, man, because Jimmy
Yeah,
Butler, he lived on Golden, him and Savage. You know
yeah,
what I mean? I couldn't help
yeah.
but be a part, and also Bartender lived right around on Pearl. Lug
Right,
and Jug lived on Willow. Little
right.
George lived on Chester. So
Yeah,
and then of course Curtis Patrick was with over there at first, and then
yeah.
Donald Prescott and all these people, and a lot of people don't know that these people were all involved and went to the same schools, and basically just did everything together, and it was just crazy how that divide came amongst us. It
Right,
was just
right,
oh
right.
Slick said he's your big homie, by the way.
Tell Slick,
So
okay.
so
I took, I,
what was it? Go ahead.
huh?
No, what was
No,
you going to say?
I took my brother to Gonzalez Park when he got out. We went by there real quick, and Slick happened to be up there, and I told Slick, okay, I'm gonna let you take a picture with my brother. He was like, no, you're gonna let him take a picture with me. I'm his big homie. So Slick is crazy. He's crazy.
Boy,
Slick's crazy.
if he know, he must really don't know Marcus' work
Yeah,
then.
he really don't. Nah, he Slick
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, but he tell me he from Africa. He told me where he's from in Africa just
Who,
the other
Slick?
day. Yeah,
Slick? He
he's
from
from Africa.
Africa? They
Yeah,
got Mexicans in Africa?
Slick ain't no Mexican.
Oh, well, he looked like one. Shit. Tell him
Let's
I
just
said
Cynthia
that.
first here about the Cynthia heard about the Palm and Oaks. The Palm and Oaks came later, man. A lot of you guys don't understand when you're talking this history. We're talking 70 histories. So the Palm and Oaks didn't really exist back in the time frame that me and Cynthia are speaking about right now. I appreciate
Yeah.
the question though, Top Media, but there was just Linwood Crips at that time. So
Right.
they came later on.
And
So
we
but
did
anyway,
have run-ins with them though, but yeah, they came later on.
yeah, right on. So we talked about Jimmy Butler. We talked about Daryl Savage, Volcano. They want to hear about Herman Jr. as well. What was Herman Jr. like? He rest
Huh?
in peace too. Rest in peace,
Right.
Herman Jr.
Right. Herman wasn't no joke either. Herman stayed on the corner of Pearl and M. Herman wasn't no joke.
Big
Herman,
Herman.
yeah, Herman wasn't no joke at all. At all.
Right, right,
None of the
right,
guys, during that time, it's totally different now. Those guys had unity. They wasn't to be played with.
right,
They wasn't no joke,
right.
you know.
Cynthia, if you can change anything about that your life experience, what would that be, or why? Why would you change it?
I, I, you know,
Or even if you would change it.
I always say if I could go back and change anything, uh, I'm not sure if I would have changed anything because it got me to where I am today. I'm able to
Uh
come
huh.
back and give back. Um, I hate that, losing a lot of my loved ones, a lot of homeboys, to death and to prison. Uh, I just wish it wouldn't have never been no gangs.
Uh huh.
If I had any say so to change anything, even now today, because I raise kids that's burying their kids, and it's hurtful, it's sad, and oh, I always say I don't look like what I've been through,
Uh huh.
or what I've seen, and this is a mess, and I
It
don't know,
is.
it really is. It's sad. We lost so many. people, and then we still losing.
Right.
Until we understand that we all we got, and there's nobody gonna come through on a horse and carriage to save us but us. You know, it needs to stop. It really
What's you
do.
know what sticks out to me, Cynthia, is the very thing that Miss Skinner, Miss Holcomb, Mr. Hollins, and all those people back, those black teachers, right?
Hmm.
Even Mr. Christian, even though he used to pull out that big ass paddle with them holes in
Right,
it,
right,
you know,
right,
they were they doing what you're doing now, Cynthia, because I've been on the phone with you when you going up to Centennial to get between these girls. You know what I mean? Because the girls
right,
is up there about to, you know what I mean?
right.
And
Yeah,
instinctively, I want to say a lot of that stuff that you saw them do, you're now doing it yourself, and it's a part of you, who you are as your persona and your nonprofit organizations.
right.
Talk to us a little bit about that, the
Well,
nonprofit.
I actually say I owe the credit all to God and my mom, because my mom did that. She worked at the Watts
I'm
Health
gonna get to your
Foundation.
mom. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, and so seeing my mom, she worked with Icky. I think he was from a kitchen crib, number one.
Edgy.
Icky is
Uh
number
huh.
one. Icky. She worked with
Uh huh.
Tookie, Jamel. Like, they all used to come to our house. My mom started to try to stop this before it even got this far.
Right.
And watching her, and a lot of people always say, you just like your mom, and I didn't realize. I mean, I knew what my mom did. Uh, she rode around with some of these guys. They would go to houses and everything. They were like neighborhood health agents. That's what they would call them,
Right.
from the
Right.
Watts Health Foundation. And, you know, I, I don't know. She worked closely with Bob Simmons. Like, we used to pull up at the Big Red House because we be like, well, me, my brother may have been locked up at that time, but me, my sister, we ain't finna go in there with all them damn crips. Like, but they were really close, her and Bob Simmons. But you
That's what
know,
I was going to ask you. What was her and Bob Simmons really? Because I call him the Crip Whisperer, and I'm gonna tell you something, and I don't know if you know about it, and I'm gonna just let you finish. Go ahead and say about her relationship with Bob Simmons. What was that like?
no, they were really close. My mom, she knew some of everybody, and her and Bob Simmons was really close. She I mean, working at the Watts Health Foundation, she did a whole lot. We, again, like I say, coming from the Jordan Downs, my niece's name is some of the pygmies. So we just knew some of everybody, and if we didn't know them, or I didn't, my mom, my stepdad, or whoever, my dad sang with the Coaster, so we had this side of life where we would go and hear my dad sing, and see the people going crazy over him, and the Coasters,
So your
and
dad was singing in Smokey Joe's Cafe and all that.
yeah, Poison Ivy, and
Take out the
all that.
trash and put out the dog and
Yes,
yakety yak.
yeah. Don't talk back. Yeah,
Don't talk back.
that was him. That say, I always
Yeah.
thought he was a Temptation because he was the bass. I guess what it's called,
Don't
bass,
talk
and
back.
yeah,
Don't
and
talk back.
yeah, and I always say my dad was a Temptation, but he wasn't. He was the Coasters, just as good to me.
The
Oh yeah,
coasters
they
was
were
a big
popular.
time. Yeah, they
Yeah,
was really big
yeah,
time. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah. At his
So
funeral, they had one section roped off, with all the celebrities or whatever, during that time. But my mom did, her and Bob Simmons, and her and Tookie and Jamel and them. Of course my brother was in jail during this time, but she was trying to bring peace to the community, or whatever, so she
uh-huh.
did a lot of that work, herself.
So did you ever meet Bob Simmons' mom?
I don't remember meeting his mom. I met him.
Bob Simmons' mother actually lived on Pyru Street, and the Crips used to go over Bob Simmons' mother and have dinner at Bob Simmons' mama's house, and
Which
they
Power
used to.
Street? Because we got two.
I know the one on the west side.
Oh,
That
okay.
one. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I
I didn't know
never
if you
knew that.
knew that. Yeah,
No, I
yeah. That
didn't.
was one of that. But I still right to this day I still refer to Bob Simmons as the Crip Whisperer because I seen him do some things that stayed locked in my head, and
Oh.
it was always puzzling to me about him. Some things about him. But
Mm,
anyway, rest in peace, Bob Simmons. But
right.
your mom, we used to be watching because your mom used to be riding around in that van, and we used to be trying to figure out what was really going on, what I mean, with
Right.
her in
Right.
the van. But then we seen different people with her, and that really like threw us in a loop. What the hell is they doing Mama Nunn riding through
Right.
that van,
Yeah.
but you just explained it that watch WCLLC, back then they had the Cedar program, and so it was a lot of people, even Marcellus, Winfred Robinson, and all those cats. A lot of dudes from the Grandies was working up there as well, doing the Cedar program. Let's see, what started your own channel? We shall come. Somebody say, Slick, start your own channel. We should come. Slick got too many other things going, man. He's still trying to figure himself out.
Right.
So what was Suge Knight and Puddin'? Did Puddin' and Suge have a relationship? Because I know during the time when Puddin' was in the wheelchair, he was I guess something happened between him and Jewel, and I don't know how did they relate to one another.
I don't even know if they even related to one another. I really don't know,
Because if you
I,
be honest about it, Suge really wasn't a pyro. He was just a late bloomer that came on. He got attracted to the life, and he loved what he was seeing. He loved the power that they gave him. You know what I mean? Because
right.
because of the money aspect. I mean, who didn't want to make money?
Right. Suge was the brains. He was the person. Suge went to college. He had the brains and the money. And, uh,
Uh huh.
I don't really be wanting to speak on Suge or, none of
Yeah.
that. I'm just say stay tuned for my book. A lot of stuff will be in my book,
So
but
when is your book coming out, though, Cynthia?
I'm
When
I'm
can
trying
we
to hurry up.
expect that?
Uh, Maybe by the end of the year. I'm trying to, or before. I'm trying to hurry up and do it. I just got so many pictures. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna just do a book and put a few pictures, and then I'm gonna just do a whole picture book. Nothing but pictures because I have too many pictures. And
So
I
I would
mean,
definitely try to shop it to a big market or somebody that's going to actually put some money behind your book. I'm
right,
talking about for you to just because those pictures are very iconic. The
right,
pictures are nobody else had those pictures,
right,
because you showed me some pictures. I'm telling you guys, I've seen some pictures because she showed them to me. She don't share her pictures or show them to anybody because people do slick stuff and try to
right,
be, do underhanded stuff, and I'm not that type of person. So obviously, Cynthia felt very comfortable with showing me her picture book, but she showed me some pictures, and I was blown away. I was really
right.
blown away by the pictures she had. You know,
Yeah, especially the one with me and Turtle, huh?
yes. Kenny
Hmm.
Wayne Johnson. Yeah,
Yeah,
she actually gave me the picture of her and Turtle, and I appreciate that. That
right.
made me just like her even more. Even though we used to beef, I think I threw a piece of fruit at her head one time in a food fight in the cafeteria.
Oh wow.
But anyway, we have love because her daughter, I call her daughter Tana Nay, and then
Yeah.
she got Scootisha, which is Peggy Bundy. I call her Peggy Bundy. She named herself that. I didn't give her that name.
Right.
So and her
Right.
son, I mean, her kids are real respectful. They see me, they speak to me all the time. We have
Hmm.
fun every time we come around. You know what I mean? And she knows my sons. She loves. She tell me how much she's always asking about Little
Hmm.
Melly and Caddy. Those are boys right there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we like family.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean? But over the years, so this thing has evolved so much and taken on so many different faces, persona, Cynthia. How can we build a better hood, Cynthia? How can we do that? To build a
We
better hood and make it a community once again, because we once had community, Cynthia. What can
right.
we do to help in that?
We need some of these triple OGs and stuff to step up, and then we need some accountability. There's no accountability being held, and a lot of times people figure once they make it out the hood, they gone. The thing is to come back though, and clean up what you started. Or help fix. If you, it's like riding the car. If you put it on the flat, you're gonna fix it. Come back and help fix some of this.
Uh huh. Uh
Uh,
huh.
because a lot of these youngsters, they just going by what they heard, and a lot of the people they're hearing it from never really gang bang. They just late bloomers themselves, so it's like the blind leading the blind. Everybody acting like they was there, or they know this person or that person. People always say, this person, that person. I'm like, no. They was like, yeah, they do. They know y'all. They know your whole family. Of course everybody know our name, but they don't, a lot of times they don't know us. So you just gotta, a lot of everybody got to come back and help, help somebody, and start, some accountability, for these youngsters that's out here. How do you start something and then get scared of these youngsters saying, oh, they crazy or they don't listen or whatever, because peace consists of your whole family, stopping murders and everything. It's not just about the gangbangers. 9 out of 10 people that get killed mostly be innocent, so you want that peace for everybody, not just because, oh, that's them gangbangers over there. No, bullets don't have no name, they fly. Oh, just come back and help. Come back and clean up what y'all messed up, shit, what y'all started.
Hold on, Cynthia.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay. So Cynthia, let's get
Uh-huh.
some of these questions in and see can you answer some of these questions for these people. Wait a minute. Hold on just a second.
Burgundy. My charger. Oh,
I'm gonna let me duck out right quick and come back in. Just a minute, Cynthia. Hold on.
all right. Pull this up.
Okay, Cynthia.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so yeah, let's get some of these questions. We got a lot of people in the chat that want a baby face. What's up? I see you, man. Ask about Tam and her sister. They want to know about Tam and your sister. He didn't ask a specific question, but I'm sure you can add something to.
Tam, like Puddin, was no joke. Tam was more quiet though. You got to watch the quiet ones. Even though Puddin wasn't no joke, he was loud. Tam was just as hard. And even
Uh,
even low LB. But Tam really wasn't no joke. He was quiet though. How you got them people that creep up on you. Tam was no joke. Trust me, he wasn't. My sister, she was no joke. My sister was crazy as heck. She was no joke either. I don't know if you guys seen Girls and Gangs or whatever, but my sister was,
yeah, because I knew Sylvia. Yeah,
yeah,
she
she
was
was crazy.
she
My
was
sister
always
was
talking crazy. She was always
literally,
talking crazy.
literally a boy. Yeah, she was. My sister will fight you, the police. I remember one time they took her to jail. She was double jointed. So when they had the handcuffs on her, she'd bring them over her arms and choking the police out. They had to call my mom them down there. My sister was, woo, she was no joke. I'm telling you, she was crazy.
Yeah, Rambo.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right on, Flint, Michigan. I got you. I got you. So, that's about the mom. No, I'm not going to ask that question. Nope, we're not asking no questions where people are being put against one another. It's Pyru, bro. That's it. I don't know anything about that side and that side. Is just Pyru, man. You know what I mean? That's all I ever knew was Compton Pyru. All
Right.
that
That's
other
what I
stuff.
represent. Always. That's what I
We
represent.
dealing with the '70s, bro. So when we deal with the '70s, you can't mix it with '80s and '90s stuff. You understand? So we're in the '70s, and Cynthia's got a almanac of history about the '70s. She knows the '80s and '90s, but the '70s was her area. Okay, so no disrespect, bro. Just we're keeping it right there. So putting didn't start Carson. I think it was Bodacious and Sockeye, right?
Yeah, his brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah, his
So
brother
that
Bodacious
answers
was
your
no joke either,
question.
though.
Yeah,
Bodacious was
of
much
course.
bigger than Puddin, huh?
Yeah, they used to be from Mona Park, though.
Who, Bodacious? No, Sockeye. I think Sockeye was, but Bodacious
Okay.
was, woo. He was big too, but like solid.
Yeah.
Putting them was
Yeah.
solid, and Bodacious was solid. Sockeye was more smaller, smaller. But Bodacious and Puddin', which looked like twins, but
Right.
Bodacious was,
Right.
yeah,
Do you remember Rock from Bishop?
yeah. I used to talk to Rock. Yeah, I remember Rock, but Bobby Lavender was my god brother, so
Right,
I
right,
know
right,
all the
right, right,
bishops,
right.
like everybody hung at that house or been through that house
Hey,
or
did
came
you
over
know?
that house.
Right, right. Did you know Michael Roseborough? He was from Nine Deuce Bishop. He started Compton Bishops.
I know Michael Roseborough. I know, I
Yeah.
mean, a lot of them, a lot of them.
Right, right. Right on, right on. Put away. You right. You got it. Was he the? How was her brother China Dog? Was he? Was he a dog? His name is China Dog. That answers the question right there. Yeah. So, any more questions for the Miss Cynthia Nunn?
Tell Miss Crystal Brame I said how she always speaks.
Oh yeah,
She seems
Crystal,
like she a good
Crystal, and
person. Yeah.
Marlena, all of them are they're in the
Yeah.
chat. They're always
Everybody I
there.
said hi. Yeah, everybody in the chat is always so respectful. And when I come in there, and I just want to give love to everybody that's in the chat, that's been in the chat, and for everybody that spoke and those that didn't get a chance to
Man,
speak or thought
I got
about
to call
speaking.
them the chat room goons because they ain't gonna let nobody say nothing out of pocket. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because if they do, they point it out. You know what I mean? But
right,
I get to the point where I start appointing them as moderators so they can do all the kicking out and because they really
right,
know what we doing and how we building this airplane.
right,
Miss,
right.
wait a minute, let me see. Miss Nunn, how was it growing up in a testosterone charged environment? That's a good one.
Huh?
How was it growing up in a testosterone charged environment? In other words, a gang of masculinity.
Oh, ah. Well, some of the girls, we was just as hard. I bet it. I mean,
That's
you
why I named Brenda and Helen and all those girls. All those girls
you
keyed
name. I
me.
mean, you think about, you got that protection or whatever. Then I had some uncles that was from the BGF that hung there. Y'all remember when my brother went to jail? They was like, no, we don't want him here because they got BGF in their family. So. Um, like my stepdad always had a baseball team. My brother, rest in peace, had a basketball team. Elliot and all the guys when they were younger. You know, my brother and them, the one they say was the Ludus Park boys, but they were actually Park boys. Uh, they taught basketball, so there was always guys around. I mean, um, my brother for one though he stayed on us. It's really me. They be like, "Ooh, I want to holler at your sister." He be like, you know. I think putting on he got a chance to really talk to me because then my brother went to jail. Shit, I think at 14 or something. When he first went to jail. So
Yeah, I remember that. I remember
you
that. Him
know,
and Fire, Jeffy Guandick.
yeah,
I
yeah,
know
all of
those
them.
three for sure.
Yeah, but I mean, I love them. They like my brothers from bartender to all of them. They was all at the house. They all hung over there. They was all at the house. They were like my big brothers. It was cool because the girls always wanted to come around. The ones that wasn't scared to come around. But we had, growing up, it was some of the girls that when we did start banging, we had some hardcore homegirls. So uh,
Absolutely.
it didn't really matter. It's like if the
You
girls
know,
get out of line,
Cynthia, who was crazy about me, and we had a little relationship was Modessa.
yeah, Modessa was a home. Modessa had great squabbles. Yeah, Modessa
Modessa,
was a home girl. She
Modessa
had
can squabble
squabbles.
her ass off, and
Yes,
that's how
yes.
we met. When we first met, she didn't like me, but
Yeah,
then she realized, man, I like this dude. I got a crush on him. So
yeah,
we was cool like that. But yeah,
yeah.
Modessa will whoop. I ain't gonna say that word, but she'll whoop some ass.
Yeah, she had squabbles. We had some girls that really had squabbles. We didn't have a choice. If it was a girl got out of line and the homies called us, we was there. And vice versa. So you
Yeah,
know,
I'm gonna answer that question for you, man. Bo, uh, 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 Aaron Palmer was a park boy, man.
oh yeah, Heron was straight from Ludus Park. I'm gonna post that picture eventually, showing y'all every picture you see of Heron, he chunking up the P. He always have chunked up the P because that's what they did. You know, they were Pyrus. Heron been from the park. Heron, I babysit, I raised Heron. You know, um, Heron first baby mama is like my sister. You know, but Heron was from the park. And I guess when his mom moved over there where the mob was at, I don't know about some of them coming in late. I guess they figured he was from the mob, but Heron is from Luda's Park. Heron and his brother, to be frank, they both from the
Hey,
park.
Cynthia, look at it. Check this question out. Did Puddin' really make some dude sing Jingle Bells? I heard Miss Nunn
Yeah.
say that's on.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. He was. Yes, he did. He really did. Puddin had this boy singing Jingle Bells. He made somebody eat sand. He was kind of like, you know, Mike Loke. That's my brother-in-law. You know, Mike Loke
Right,
used to have this guy on the corner, this smoker with all red rag on or whatever. And I'm like, why you got him right there like that? He was like, because if the Crips come through shooting and he gets shot, then we know they coming. You know. So these cats, they was no joke. You know, they did some crazy stuff, but Puddin, I done
right.
seen him make people eat sand. Uh, Puddin, yes, he did have somebody singing Jingle Bells. Yes, he
Yeah,
did. And
yeah.
probably more than that. He did.
Okay, let me address something too, right quick. Let me tell you something. Top Media TV. You guys stop listening to Reggie White Jr., man. Reggie White Jr. was never a gangbanger game. He was the police that got hired on a death row as security and later on decided to do some stuff that was under the table, got caught up for it, and he told on some people, and then he went to camp and he called coke. But I'm saying this to tell you this, man. You can't take some of these people are really chasing dollars and they make up stories. And I'm not saying that Reggie make up all his stories or whatever, but I will say this, man. Don't use Reggie White as a credible source for what Damus and Keyways did. If he tell you about the police department, then you got to go with him. You understand? But when it comes to Damu and Keyway, Reggie White don't have no stick in that fight, no dog in that fight, bro. I'm just saying, you know, I'm just keeping it real. I'm trying to be respectable to him, both him and you. But a lot of guys always want to interject Reggie White Jr. But his dad, his dad had a relationship with both sides. He was never unfair. Let me put it that way. Would you agree, Cynthia?
Yeah, I love his dad, but Reggie, a lot of them guys when Reggie came start working in the station, my brother Stanley Pitts and all them that he talked about, them guys was already either in prison or gone on. So, I mean, I don't even want to talk about Reggie. Uh,
Right, right.
but but like he said, it's a lot of people out here. You guys have to understand that's chasing money, chasing dollars. They hear stories. It's like window watchers. You know, you got the guys that when all the homeboys, the triple OGs and the G's went to jail, you had the guys that used to watch in the window, watching everybody gang banging. So once they went to jail, they came outside. So they started telling these stories to the youngsters, acting like they was there.
Exactly,
And they wasn't there.
exactly.
So it's people out, it's so many, I see so many fake, false, phony stories. And I see people coming up and making money off this stuff. And, you know, I sit back and laugh. And me and some of the homeboys that really know better, you know, and sometimes they say, send it, because sometimes I want to address it, but they be like, send, you know what, it ain't even worth it. Fuck it. Let them go on and believe what they want to believe or whatever. People out here putting people on their YouTube channels and all that other stuff. And some of these people ain't even bust the egg or nothing else. You know, they everybody live in the neighborhood wasn't from the neighborhood. They
No,
lived there. You know.
they were just, let's call them what they are. They just lived in the neighborhood. They was
Yes.
live-ins.
Yeah. Yeah.
They
Yeah.
didn't participate. You know what I mean?
Right.
And
Right.
you know, it was
Right.
just what it, it's just what it is.
Right.
Reggie Jr. needs to chase a medical professional. Yeah, he is very sick at this point.
Yeah. Yeah. And I
Yeah,
pray for him. Yeah. I hope he get better. I think he's, you know, he home. You know, prayerfully he's getting better. You know.
yeah, yes. That's all we can do for him is pray for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know, Top Media, you want to know the answer to these questions, but these dudes are not credible when it comes to us. You know what I'm saying? He was a jailer, and you know what I mean. And actually, I used to go to the back door, Cynthia, and give
Mhm.
him money to let the homeboys out the back door.
That's what
Right.
I did that, a couple of times with him. You know what I mean? So I
Right.
mean, I say it now because he ain't a police no more, whatever. But back then, I would have never said that. But
Right.
that's just the way he operated. He was about $1. He's always have been about $1.
Yeah. Like I said, I love his daddy. I don't have nothing bad to say about him. I don't
Right.
hate him, but you know,
They say
you
Devil
can't
say
believe everything you hear.
he remember going to the Peace Tree at Ludus Park. They was up there 500 plus strong.
Oh yeah, we had a couple of peace treaties up there. At the park.
Can you do an interview with the San Diego OGs? Yeah, if they call me, all they gotta do is tap in. Anybody who looks to do an interview, please go to Hood Postman, drop a message. That's what I'm saying, man. Stop by the mailroom. The mailroom is Instagram. For those who don't know, my mailroom is Instagram. Stop by the mailroom, subscribe, leave a comment, click the notification bell. Shit, man, it's gonna hit like the first and the 15th. I'm telling you, man, I'm gonna deliver. Okay, so Cynthia, yeah. So now that Marcus is home, right?
Hmm.
How big was that when you found out that he was actually out? How did that hit? You know what I mean? I know that had to really like, wow. I've
Right.
been waiting.
No.
It seems
Yes.
like I've been waiting forever for this.
31 years. And my mom gone. Dad, my sister, a couple of my brothers. Uh, that I mean, that was the biggest blessing in the world. I rode with my brother till the wheels fall off. We was very close coming up. So
Absolutely.
when 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 he told me he was going to the board, I always tell him, I got letters for him, but I always say take God in there because that's the only person can open that door. Years back I would tell him to repent. You got to go to God and repent for everything you done wrong and mean it from the heart, because God will open that door. And when he went in, the lawyer said, or they was going to deliberate. And when he went in, it was the longest 15 minutes. I went to walking in the back. Seemed like I walked for like an hour, and I came back, and then the lawyer called, and she said, "This is what it looked like when you get granted." And I told him, I said, "God, if you let my brother come home, I'm going to my building, stand on top of my van, and I'm gonna do the butterfly. People gonna post pictures and say Cynthia smoking because she out there on top of a van
Did,
doing the
did you
butterfly,
do
girl."
it, Cynthia?
I told my daughter wouldn't take me. I still owe that butterfly though. She would not take me, but I was dancing though. She would not take me, but that was oh my God, that was the biggest blessing, for my brother to be home. And oh my God. That I'm still smiling. I still lay there and smile. I talk to my mom, a lot, my sister, because I know my mother fought hard for this, as well as my sister, and I'm just so grateful to God for my brother to be
Amazing.
here.
That's amazing, Cynthia.
Oh
That's
yes.
amazing because
Yes.
that was actually a long journey, and
Yes.
and that's another thing I want to ask you about is that do the Keyways and the Damus or the Crips or Pyrus, do they owe the women that stood in their life, that stand in their life, that was in their life, should they apologize to them for everything they had to endure to be in their life? You know what I mean? Because you guys took the blunt of our actions. You know what I mean? A lot of females took the blunt. You guys had to go through the misery, go to the visits, go send
Yeah.
the packages, accept the phone calls. You know what I mean? It
Oh,
just
I think for me the biggest apology for me for my brother is to just come home and do the right thing. I was there before my mom passed away. When she would have to work. From taking the girls when he was in Nellis, taking them to them dances. That's how I started talking to Donald Prescott. But taking them to the dances and everything. I hung in there with him because we were so close. And I again for me, and I can only answer for me. My biggest apology for him, and of course we got about 10 or 12 more homeboys that have came home, and for me the best thing that any of them can do for me is to do the right thing. And like I tell them, when I come back to have these meetings with these youngsters, they will attend. A lot of them don't want to even come back to Compton because of how it have changed. But one thing I have told each one of them, you gonna come back. and help clean up what y'all started. When I started having these meetings, and they all said, "You right, since you right." A lot of them want to come give back, or they always say, "Sim, we want to come help you at your, your nonprofit or whatever." Because
Uh-huh.
I've had Dave and Ducky up there. I've had your sons up there. Caddy and Melly Mel. Them, they call me, and it makes me feel good. I get calls from the crib, from anybody, from any hood, because now what I see is my brother. I don't see no
Right.
red and blue. I play around, when I be talking, saying Pyro or Crip or whatever, but what I see now is a black man, my brother, so
Because you
I
was
love
even
my
up there.
brothers.
We was recently up there. Well, not too far back. Me, you, Ducky, Dave, Jackie. We was
Yeah,
at Wilson Park, which is in the
yeah,
town.
yeah,
And Nick Cannon came up there, and
yeah,
you know what I mean, and Tony Draper from Swab House. There was a
yeah,
lot of people up there, and we was up there hugging and loving on each other,
yeah,
taking pictures and
yeah,
everything. You
yeah,
Gangster and Rockhead did a video,
yeah, yeah,
with me. So yeah, so we learned, we matured, and we let our actions speak for it.
right, 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 right,
Okay,
right.
Slick, you're a black man. You ain't got to keep saying
Tell Slick, ain't nobody worried about him. He black. Tell him he black.
it. So, anybody have any more questions for Cynthia? I've seen somebody talking about the '80s. Yeah,
What about the
exactly.
80s?
No, they was talking about the cameras. Exactly. We rarely seen cameras during those times.
Well, I got pictures from the 70s to the 80s to the 90s to now. I'm gonna start posting them on my YouTube
Uh,
channel though sometime. Just some pictures.
okay. Yeah. So, man, Poochie and Neckbone stories. Now, Poochie and Neckbone, they came a little late. I mean, they've been around, but
No,
yeah.
Poochie is a triple OG. Poochie is a
Okay.
triple OG. Poochie was
o-
there. He's a triple
Okay.
OG. Poochie is his family. They played
I
Poochie.
thought Poochie wasn't from Fruitown though.
No, Poochie from the park.
Okay.
Yeah, Poochie from the park. He got yeah, Poochie, his family. Yeah, they played a big
Someone
part.
asked, how can they help donate to Miss Nunn's organization? Give your social media or how they donate, Cynthia.
You can go to Sylvia Nut Angels, or I don't, Melly, I don't know how you put Cash App up there, none of that, but I
Okay.
can send it to you, and eventually, I mean, you can put it up there,
Okay.
but I mean,
If
we
you give
appreciate.
me the Cash App, I can put it up there.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna give it to you. I'm slow when it comes to these things like that, but uh, yeah.
No worries.
Any more questions? You there, Melly?
About that, Cynthia, I bounced out for a minute. I'll
Uh,
kick myself out, matter of fact.
uh,
So, I mean, I think we pretty much covered a lot of stuff, Cynthia. I don't want to. I know you've been on here an hour. You probably got other stand. You're looking like a Hollywood movie star with your big sunglasses on.
hey.
That's how you moving.
Yeah,
Do you
I'm gonna
know
do my
gang
book though.
introduction PP from chapter 2? What is that? I don't know what that means.
They said what?
Do you know gang intervention PP from chapter 2? PP.
Who is PP?
I don't know.
I don't know who that is.
Marlena wants to know what's next for you.
Meaning my next event, or I
The
mean my
next
next.
page, next phase of life.
This is my journey. This is my journey. I'm gonna ride this. This is a journey that was signed to me from God, and the reason why I know, because He's been right there, guide my path. So this is my goal is to try to cease the violence, or try to bring some kind of clarity from, to bring everybody together. We all we got, and COVID killing us, we killing us, everybody killing us. So my thing is for people to wake up and understand that, the only thing gonna save us is God. We ain't gonna, when nobody's gonna come through here on no horse and carriage to save us. We have to save ourselves, and it's about these babies. You know, uh, we live, so let's not, let them live. I'm always talking to the kids. I bring them mental health, anything. Take them to Vegas. I take them on trips. Dr. Dre, he
Every
paid for
time
my
I see you, you got a bunch of kids. Because when I stop
always.
by, they right there with you.
Yeah, always. They love
Um,
me to death, though. They love me to death, and I love them. I be telling them, I keep telling them, if I'm trying to get me a friend, I ain't gonna be able to, cause shit, everybody call me granny. Shit, So, uh, I mean, but I love it. I love the kids because I
right,
feel
right,
like they
right.
deserve a chance.
So
We
where
had a chance.
somebody wants to know where's your location at, and she's in Compton
I'm
actually,
in
and she's
Compton,
on
200
Long
North
Beach
Long Beach
Boulevard.
Boulevard. Yes, I'm in the heart of Compton. God put me right where, I'm across the street, Elm Street, and back of me is Looters. One side South Side, the other side Santana. So I'm surrounded by everybody.
So
And
Samuel, listen, you can go to the Hood Postman, drop a message in there, and then if you're trying to donate to her, I'll make sure it happens, bro. Just go to the Hood Postman in Instagram, DahoodPostman, one word, the Hood Postman in
I
Instagram.
appreciate it.
And drop me a message. I'll make sure you connect with her.
I appreciate it. And they
And
can go to
both
my.
want to know, can you cook?
Ooh, can I cook? You better ask somebody. My mama was from Louisiana. Can I cook? That's what I thought I was gonna be famous at, cooking, because I can cook my ass off. I can cook. Anybody can vouch for that. If I'm giving an event, I don't have a problem with nobody coming because I can cook. So yes, I can definitely cook.
Okay.
I I can cook.
Oh,
I
here
can
go a
cook.
question from Top Media TV again. Who was Luna's main rival, Santana or Oaks Park? I mean, or Pomino. Again, Pomino wasn't around in the
No,
'70s. So.
it had to be Oaks Park, then Santana, because they was right there. Santana, I mean, you got, when you riding up Rosecrans, sometimes you have to run that light on Santa Fe, as vice versa. They coming up, they got to run the light. I was sitting down talking to your
Yeah.
sons. They say, man, we used to be riding a bus, and they say, nay. They say, whoo, y'all, whatever y'all do, don't stop at that red house right there. Do not pass by there. But you know, uh,
Yeah, it
the
was both
Santana
ways. It
sons.
was both ways.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They say, what part of Louisiana?
My mother was from Tallulah, Louisiana, and my daddy was from Alabama.
Okay. They want to know, can you show a couple of pictures before you go?
Melly Mel, show them the pictures. I sent you some pictures. Show them. I mean, the only
Yeah,
thing I,
I'll put them. I'll put them in later.
the only thing I can tell them is I'm gonna post some pictures from on my YouTube channel. I'm gonna post. I want to put pictures. I
You
want
were
y'all to
supposed
see
to send me
pictures.
another picture too, Cynthia. I can't remember which one it was.
I'm gonna post some pictures though on my YouTube channel. I'm gonna get a little slideshow together for y'all and post it. Who y'all want to see pictures of though? Who they want pictures of?
Cynthia,
Huh?
you were supposed to send me another picture too, and I can't remember which one it was.
I know, which one was it?
I don't remember. But when I do, I'll definitely bring it to your attention.
All right. I got
But
so many
anyway,
pictures, Melly. I have to go through them pictures, but I'm gonna send it to you.
okay, let's well, it's been good, Cynthia. I appreciate you jumping in the mailroom with Professor Melly Mel, the Hood Postman, and dropping by and dropping some facts and giving some history and giving them. People want to know, can you cook?
Yes, I
Then
can.
you got Slick in there being Slick. But
Yeah.
nonetheless, it was a great day. I appreciate you. I love you. And let's continue to build, okay?
Likewise, Melly, and everybody in the chat room. I love y'all, and I do have YouTube. Go over there. Eventually, I'm gonna post some pictures and stuff. But it was good talking to you, Melly, and it was good for everybody that was in the chat room listening. And hopefully, I answered everybody's questions. Now
Okay,
stay
good
tuned for
enough.
that
I
book.
appreciate you.
All right, Melly.
Be sure to like, subscribe, drop by the mail room, click the notification bell
Yes,
so when that dope content drop, it'll hit like the first and the 15th.
that's right. That's right. That's
Professor
right.
Melly Mill, you know the vibe. And Cynthia Nunn. Cynthia, you
Yes.
never did have everybody just knew you by Cynthia Nunn. That's it.
Yeah, I'm mad too. That's my name. Oh, that's my name. You know, everybody
Okay.
usually have a nickname, but I mean, a
Yeah,
couple of
no.
people say Brown
And
Eyes.
most people, they when you most time when you call people by their full name, that mean they dangerous.
Yeah, yeah. But you know, sometimes they say brown eyes, or they say your eyes change. You know, you got them green eyes and brown eyes,
Right,
or they say
right.
I'm dangerous because my eyes change. So I don't know, but
Okay.
however,
I'm sure
that's my
Putin knows
name.
that Putin and
Yeah.
Tookie ever fight. No, I don't think Putin and Tookie ever had a
No,
fight.
no, they never had
But
a fight.
anyway, so once again, salute to the chat room goons. I'll tap
Right.
in. I'll probably tap in with you guys tomorrow for the Wisdom Wednesday. So be sure to like, subscribe, and share, and click the notification bell. We are out.
All
Bye,
right.
Cynthia.
All right, Melly.